guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my bare naked face in my bathroom. So we're in another completely different setup again. I'm hoping that I'm looking straight at the camera, but if I'm not, I apologise. I think I am. Yeah, I thought I'd do a kind of get ready with me / back to school makeup tutorial. I know some of you guys watching this may already be back to school, but I know some of you aren't. So I live in Scotland, so some schools are back and some schools aren't, and I know in England that they're definitely not back at school. But in Scotland, everybody goes back to school, you know, the second week in August, and then colleges go back the third week, and then universities kind of go back at maybe the first or the second week in September. So as a whole, you know, this video could be used as a back to school, or back to college, or back to uni, whatever you want to take from it. And I'm also going into Glasgow for my JAWS class, so that's why it's kind of a get ready with me and a makeup tutorial. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. I have my little headband keeping my fringe out of my face. We don't want to get any yucky stuff in my face. I'm just taking my NYX Hydro Touch primer because you have to have a primed face. This is, I like to call this a good summer primer because it's got SPF in it. I have no idea what SPF is, but it's got SPF in it and it smells like summer. It kind of smells like flowers if you're into that. And it is probably one of the best primers I've ever used. Strongly recommend it. I think it was my favourites video I done once. So I'm just wiping a generous layer of that all over your face because it kind of gives you a nice glowy base as well. And you know, when you're starting back education, I'll just say education, it's better than saying school or uni or college. When you're starting back education, you want to look glowy and ready for learning. I actually don't think I've talked about this product on my channel, but I recently invested in a new foundation. It's the Rimmel foundation. Now there's two foundations that everyone raves about. There's the Wake Me Up and I think the Match Perfection. I could be wrong. This is the Match Perfection. Can't remember what shade I'm in, but this is my summer foundation because it's not a couple of shades darker, but it's a bit darker than my go-to Maybelline ones. This is my summer one. I'm just taking one pump because you want to look, you know, you want to have a nice colour and you want to colour up blemishes or red spots, you know. You want to look banging on your first day back, but at the same time you want to be natural, you don't want to be cake face. So for me that would be one layer. Some people might prefer 2 layers or whatever, it depends on your preference. But for this tutorial I am keeping it as natural as possible. So I'm just spreading that all over. I do love this foundation. It also smells like flowers, so I'll have a very flowery smelling face. Not that there's going to be a lot of people smelling my face, but yeah. It is a summer foundation. I tend to not wear foundation during the summer because I have been one of these gifted people that doesn't really have red spots or blemishes, or if I do, I'm not really fussed by them. So I really only wear foundation. I'm just buffing it in now. I really only wear foundation to add a bit of colour to my otherwise hospital sheet white face. But during the summer, especially when the sun's out, if I get a bit of colour to my face, I kind of feel like I don't need to wear it. But obviously, I haven't seen a lick of the sun since, oh gosh, the last sunny day we had was, I can't remember, it was definitely probably the start of this month, so definitely a good 2 weeks, maybe more. And I don't think we're going to get any more sun for the rest of the summer. So yeah, just a nice foundation. This is a nice glowy foundation as well, because the key is you want to look awake and glowing and healthy. Now, usually I don't do this, but it's for the tutorial, so I am doing it. Like I keep regurgitating over and over in this video, you want to look healthy and glowing and full of life. So I'm just taking my concealer and under eye highlight stick. I don't know which side's which, if you can see it. Obviously the skin colour side is the concealer, and then the whitish colour side is the highlighter. It doesn't really matter what side you use, I think. Both of them have the same effect. So I'm just dotting some under my eye because, let's face it, right? It's your first day back at learning, education. All summer long you've been staying in your jammies till like 12 o'clock noon, and then all of a sudden you have to get up at 7 AM. Even if you go to bed at 9 AM the night before, you're still going to be exhausted and you're still going to look not as bright and as perky as maybe you should. So we're just applying some under eye concealer just to brighten up under those eyes, because I think eyes are very important when it comes to looking awake. I'm just taking my beauty blender. It's a dry one, unfortunately, because my sink's up there and I'd have to stand up to wet it. I'm just using it to dab in my concealer just to get started, and then I'll go in with my fingers, because beauty blenders and brushes and everything are great, but at the end of the day, God gifted you with the best tools, which is your fingers. So yeah, I'm just buffing it in, and then I'll go in with my fingers. Especially if you're visually impaired or blind, that way you can feel if your under eye is still tacky, because that's how I kind of judge whether it needs more blended in, if it still feels quite wet and tacky. And then we're just using some setting powder. That's just my go-to Rimmel Peach Cobbler setting powder, because you're going to be out all day, and let's face it, you're going to be tired by lunchtime, and if you're tired, your makeup's going to be tired. So you want to make sure, even though you're not feeling fabulous throughout the day, you want to make sure that you look fabulous throughout the day. Just dotting some under my eyes as well, because nobody wants under eye creasiness. Some people would leave it at that and say, cool, that's us, we don't look like a zombie, we get colour to our face and we look healthy and glowing. If that's your jam, then yeah, you could stop here and that's it. But personally, me, I'm not that girl. Even when I go to job interviews or my first day back at college, school, whatever, I would never ever just do this and then walk away. I might just do this if I was really tired and I couldn't be bothered. But that doesn't happen very often. So, eyes. I'm not going to do any eyeshadow or anything fancy like that, because like I said, I think it's really important that you stay looking fresh and as natural as possible. Again, everyone's different. If you can't leave the house without doing a little bit of eyeshadow, then maybe just, you know, applying a nice kind of warm brown transition colour to the crease and buffing it in so you have that bit of dimension, so it looks like there's something going on in your eyelids without it being too like, oh, she's wearing eyeshadow. So all I'm really going to do with my eyes is pop on a bit of mascara, because hopefully I've not got it all over my eyes. I felt like I have. If I have, please just try and ignore it. I'll clean it up later. So, key with mascara is, if you do get it everywhere, because even sighted people do, don't freak out and clean it off straight away, because you're just going to smudge it everywhere and you're just going to look like an angry raccoon. just wait until it dries and then you can smudge it off, which is what I'm doing right now. I might have not got it anywhere, I might be fine, but I'd rather give a little wipe around my eye just in case. I am feeling some blush, so I am going to take my NARS blush, which I'm trying to get out now. Just taking some of this. Again, you want to look rosy cheeked, happy, alive. So I think blush is a really important part. I wouldn't pack it on, but I wouldn't, this is one thing I think you could go, not mental with, but a little bit more than, you know, your eye makeup, because I think it's really important that you do. I think it's more important for this kind of makeup look to have colour to your face than your eyes. So I definitely think nice rosy cheeks to look alive and healthy and glowing. So the next makeup product I'm going to suggest is probably, to me, the most important of the whole look, and that is highlight. You guys know how much I like highlight anyway, but like I said, I've been going on like some sort of dictator all the way through this video. You have to look healthy and glowing, you have to look healthy and glowing, and what's more glowing than highlighter? So I'm going to take my Hourglass illuminating powder, because it's still glowy, but it's not like Jeffree Star glowy. It's not like, boom, hello, we arrived, because we want to look glowy and healthy, but we don't want to look as if we've plastered highlight. So this highlight is great because it's a very natural, it's a kind of inner glow, like as if you've got like a candle lit inside your face. So I'm just popping some of this on. It's very subtle. I actually don't think this is a highlight. I bought it in Sephora when I went to New York, thinking it was a highlight, but I think this is actually a setting powder, but because it's made by Hourglass, it's got glowy specks in it, so that's probably why it's a very, very subtle highlight, because it's not technically a highlight, it's a very glowy, shimmery setting powder. So that's fine as well. Definitely a nice natural highlight, which is this one. I'm just putting it in all the highlighty places, your cheekbones, your nose, your cupid's bow, your chin. And you know what I'm like, I'm a bit heavy-handed with the highlight, but the good thing about this highlight is, like I said, it's very natural. So even if I was to plaster everything on, it would still not be, you know, boom, Jeffree Star. Not that I don't like Jeffree Star highlight, but that's not what this looks about. So we're just making sure it's definitely blended in, because there is probably nothing worse, particularly the nose, than having a big glowy streak right down your nose and not blended in. That's not cute, that's just embarrassing, and that's happened to me quite a few times, more than the mascara mistakes. I've had a glowy streak down my nose. So that's pretty much my face done. All I would do now is, again, I think it's a key step in this kind of tutorial, is take your setting spray, because again, you want to be glowy and highlighty and looking fab all day. Plus, I think the spray, if you're wearing products that are dewy, I think the spray makes them just that bit more dewier. So again, it just makes you look that bit glowy. That bit more glowy, if that makes sense. I'm just drying my face. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for my face. My lips, I'll probably just put on a natural lip gloss. I'm very fond of my NYX lip butter glosses. I have 4, and I have them in the shades Creme Brulee, Tiramisu, Sugar Cookie, and Ginger Snap. So for this one, I would probably either go for Ginger Snap, but Ginger Snap's a dark brown one, not really dark. They're pretty much all nude, except for Sugar Cookie's got a bit more of a pink pop to it. I think creme brulee and, oh, I missed one, eclair. Creme brulee and eclair are very nude and very natural, but I want something to be going on in my lips, so I think I'll apply NYX Ginger Snap. So that is everything for this Get Ready With Me. I hope you guys are having an awesome week, and I'm sorry about the video being late, but my routine and my schedule has just been all over the place. Hopefully it'll settle next week, maybe. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I'll talk to you in another video. Bye guys!